West Coast Podcast. I'm Shanegotyou11, and with me, as always, is Trey.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another edition of the best podcast on YouTube. Yes, I'm saying that,
The
even though it's
best.
probably the best, bro, without a doubt. Because you got me on it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Shane's like, no, it's because I'm on it. But
Check our
anyway,
egos at the door, bro.
yeah. But anyways, no, I appreciate you guys for checking us out. The last couple weeks that we've been doing the podcast, we've actually had some good views going on that, so I do appreciate that. And as always, I know I say this probably at the start of every podcast, but I mean, if there's a topic that you guys would like to see us cover, just let us know in the comments, and then we will for sure give you a shout out and have that on there. But with all that being said, it is Thursday. Christmas time's right around the corner, so I mean that's all fine and dandy. So Shane, I know you have a newborn recently, so how's the whole Christmas situation going for you this year?
It's a little bit different, man. It's a little bit different. I mean, I'm way more tired. I'm just gonna be honest. But the thing for me is, I want to say before I forget, this will be the last podcast until after the new year, because next week is Christmas Eve,
Yeah,
and then after that is New Year's Eve. So just so you guys know, the podcast will be back the 8th of January.
so we'll come back next year in 2021. So I mean, we started the podcast like what at the end of Madden, at the beginning of Madden 20. So I mean, I guess we've made it a whole year doing the West Coast podcast. So give a round of applause for that. I don't know if you
Clappity
I don't know,
clap, baby.
yeah, I don't know if you can hear me clapping,
I
but
did,
that,
bro.
yeah, okay. All right, cool. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, hopefully 2021, like, whenever you enter into the new year, it's always good, even if you haven't had the best year, to just say like, you know what? I mean, this year might not have been the greatest, but next year is on to bigger and better things, and I'm still here, like I'm still breathing and this and that. So, I mean, that's how I look at it. With New Year's, you just feel that rejuvenation in
It's
you.
just crazy, bro. Like, this year sucked, though, overall. Like, I'm gonna be honest. This year was just kind of weak, man. A lot of things going on, but I think, honestly, I think with all the vaccines coming out, and then we can get back off this part, I think with vaccines coming out, I think life will get back to normal in, like, May or June, summertime. I think that's when people will start, going out and about. Like most people, because the vaccines should hit for everybody by, I think they said May or June, because they're doing frontline workers. So I think by summer of 2021, everything will be back to normal, and this will just all be in the past, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the past, but like you already know that 10 years from now there's probably gonna be a whole movie just based on the events that happened in 2020.
Oh, bro,
So
definitely, 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 it'll be about 2020. People are gonna be like, yeah, I mean, people aren't gonna
yeah,
believe it. Like when I tell my kid, the youngest one, like, yo, you were born during a legit pandemic.
yeah,
Like that's just crazy to think, bro. Like legitly crazy. I mean, but it is what it is. I just think by 2021 we'll be back to normal by summer.
yeah, it'll be back to normal. I think the thing that like trips me the most about it though is the fact that how sports is doing, because like there's all these cancellations, and then you look in the crowd, and like it's like cardboard cutouts or something. So, I just hope that, by sometime soon it'll be back to normal where there'll be people in the crowd again and stuff. So,
Here's what I think. I think by the time Major League Baseball starts to take off, by like I said, by May or June there will be fans in the stadium. I think by May or June everything will start to be normal looking almost again, and then by June or July it's going to be like everybody's going to be out partying, like out and about. And then by like September everything will be back to normal and people will forget. And just be back. You know what I mean, though, because that's what it always
yeah.
goes. Like if you go through a breakup, or if you have a bad day or a bad year, and you're like, how am I ever gonna get over this? And then eventually, you know what I mean, time heals all in a sense, and then you're like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. You know what I mean? And that's what'll happen with 2020. Like people will be like, 2020 sucks, like horrible. And then once everybody can go out and eat and party and go to the clubs and go to the casinos and you know what I mean, and go to sporting events and movie theaters, the first 2 3 months people will be like, it'll be crazy, like everybody will be out of the house. And then by the 3 4 month period, like September October, people will be back to their old ways. The people that want to stay at home will be at home, the people who want to go out will go out, and people will be like, we handled it, it wasn't as bad as we thought. That's what'll
Yeah.
happen.
So do you are the gyms open in
Nope.
your area?
Nope.
Oh no. Yeah. I've heard of a couple of gyms that, like they're open but you have to wear a mask, and it's like you have to be pretty dedicated to working out if you're gonna work out with a mask.
i
I don't know, maybe that's just me, but
I actually did it.
yeah.
But then like when I finally could go back, man, after like, having the baby and all that stuff, and they opened up and I didn't know they opened up. I went like 2 or 3 times, and then like I didn't go for a couple weeks because honestly I was like, dude, I don't want to keep putting the mask on. So I know what you mean about dedication, but I did do it for a few times and it wasn't as bad, but it's like they weren't really following the rules either. And I'm not gonna blast the gym, but they weren't really following the protocol. You know how people are supposed to follow protocol, even when they were
Yeah.
like stage whatever. Yeah, they weren't. So and so like for me, I don't know. Like I know you guys are way loose on your restrictions. Are you loose in your where you are or no?
Probably. I think that probably because we're probably a little bit more conservative than you are, because Spokane's kind of a bigger, like a,
It's a,
I don't want to say inner city, but you know what I mean.
it's like
So
50-50 now, Democrats and Republicans. It used to be a way
yeah.
more conservative city when I was growing up in the 90s. And now it's like half and half. So you guys can go to restaurants, right? Because I know Post Falls they allow people to eat in.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to go to restaurants.
Yeah, we're not allowed here anymore.
Oh,
They
didn't I see? I thought I saw something on Twitter that you posted. I don't know if it was someone else, though, that you were at a restaurant. If you know what I'm talking about, or if you,
I was at a restaurant.
I think it was something that you posted on Twitter. I think it was like with a woman and a baby. I don't know if it was you or not, but maybe I'm thinking about someone else. But
No, I mean I'm just wondering what was it? It was me though.
no, like I think you posted it, but like it was a picture of someone else.
Weird, and it was my baby though.
I don't remember.
Bro, I don't know what you're
So
talking about, but it was just recently, like in the last couple weeks. Because I'm not gonna lie, I did go over to Post Falls and have a burger inside.
yeah. So are you someone that likes to eat out quite a bit, like when you can, or not
Yeah,
really?
I mean I like going out and eating. I like the ambiance. Like I'm not because and I think maybe that's how I get like my interactions with like humans. I guess I don't know if how to say it the right way, but like I'm not a huge like people person, I guess,
Yeah.
and I'm not a huge like club hopper anymore, and I never really was that much after the age of like 18, 19. So going out to eating with family and just watching people and stuff is cool to me. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, for me, I'm all about the buffet places, and like we had like two buffet places in Lewiston, and both of them went out of business like quite like a long time ago. And I remember we would go up to Spokane. I don't know if have you ever been to I think it was called Shakey's Pizza or something.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah, we used to go up there all the time, and it was pretty good. Like their chicken there was really fresh. Like that's all I remember. So
Golden Corral's really good too.
yeah, Golden Corral definitely hits too. Timber Creek, you ever been there?
Yeah, I have. My son played football with the owner of the restaurant.
Yeah.
I know, bro. You're probably too young, but have you ever heard of Tony Roma's?
No, I don't
Okay,
think
so
so.
back in the day, probably like early 2000s, so you're like 1 years old. But,
Yeah.
just joking. I'm joking. I know you're late 90s, baby. They would have like on Friday and Saturday nights at times all you can eat ribs, and they're famous for their ribs. And it was the greatest thing ever for us to go and eat there because we put in work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, they're gonna trade James Harden. Crazy. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, I like buffets too, like Golden Corral.
Yeah, that's true. Like what like if I'm ever like if this pandemic ends and I'm allowed to go to restaurants and I'm in Spokane for some reason, what are some restaurants you would recommend, you think?
You talk about do you want sit down or do you want like buffet?
Like sit down, I guess. If you want to.
What kind of food do you like? Do you like Italian?
Yeah, yeah.
Ferraros. That's my in-laws,
Okay,
and
nice.
they're really, really good. Like really good. I mean, they're real. They're real Italians. You know what I mean? Like her dad came from Italy, so that's a good place. Outbacks is a good place. I think you guys do. You guys have Outbacks?
I mean, we have like a knockoff version of it, so.
Shoot, what else? I mean, there's crazy good Chinese places here, like Peking Palace, Peking North. Um, what else? What else? What else? Golden Corral for a buffet. Sit down. The onion's
Yeah.
really, really good. Their nacho platter is excellent. Um, what else, man? What else is up here that I could be like, yeah, this is really good food. Tomato Street's really good. Don't you have Tomato Street?
Yeah, well, we have something similar. It's actually called I don't know if it's the same style of restaurant, but it's called Tomato Brothers. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
maybe. I
good.
don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, just certain like restaurants like that, man. Like if I were you and I first came and I wanted a good Italian, I'd go to Ferraro's in the Valley in Spokane Valley.
yeah,
If you want Chinese food, there's an excellent place in the Spokane Valley as well by the Spokane Valley Mall that has the freshest food that you'll ever have for Chinese food, and it's a buffet.
yeah.
So I mean,
Do
I
you,
don't. What's that?
do you guys have an IHOP there?
Oh yeah, we have IHOP, Perkins. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have all that. I honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Corey. What was that place called? Not Perkins. Sherry's. Yeah, man. Sherry's up north sucked, bro.
Oh yeah, we have one of those up here to this
It
day.
was
It's
not
pretty
good.
good.
Oh, you like breakfast food?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, it is actually a hole in the wall, bro. A hole in the wall, right? And it's for truck stop people, like
yeah.
stop drivers. Go to. It's called Broadway Diner. It's cheap, cheap like it's not expensive at all, but they give the biggest plates ever that you can think of.
Yeah. I I mean I'll have to check it out, but I mean, like, if you tell someone that, like, oh, it's called a hole in the wall and that truck drivers go to, so someone might get the wrong idea about
Yo,
that one.
I
Yeah.
did too when we first showed up the very first time, bro. But when it was like 9.95 for a huge
Yeah.
heaping help of hash browns, eggs, toast, bacon, I mean, I'm good, bro. Like the only thing that like for me, like the onion that kind of pissed me off, and people can be like, "You're cheap," yada yada, is their soft drinks for 4.99.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. That's crazy. And then
That
you said at
ridiculous.
Disney you said at Disneyland it was like $6.
Yeah, that
So
was back in the day. That was like 6, 7 years ago.
yeah,
So it's probably like $9 now. That's the only thing with like minimum wage going up. All the people are gonna just raise their prices.
yeah, exactly.
It's not as much as people think. Like if they were doing it, because like if you looked at cost of a dollar, like so back in the early '90s, right? You're $8 an hour or whatever you're making minimum wage, $6
Yeah,
an hour. The gas was like $1. So like per percentage, you were getting more buck out of your dollar than you are now. If that makes sense.
yeah,
So like yeah, so all it's gonna do with minimum wage now, since they're not like cutting percentages, like all it's gonna do is like the onion bro went from $3 to 4.99 for soda. But luckily I found like 5 or 6 at dinner, so how about that, huh?
yeah, yeah.
It's a little
And you know,
ridiculous.
yeah, you know something else that's a little bit off topic, but I actually saw in the news today. I guess Idaho's like most expensive house. I think it was like 27.5 million
I
or
did see
something.
that.
Oh, you did see that? Yeah.
It's right on
It
the
was
Coeur
like,
d'Alene Lake, right?
yeah, it was in Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, that was nice. I wouldn't mind living there. Shoot,
Except I'd get lost, bro.
you get lost.
Well, like when Mike Tyson had
Yeah.
that $50 million home back in the I don't remember when it was, '80s or early '90s, and he didn't even know his friend was living on the other wing for like the whole time
Yeah,
because it's some
that
things
could
are too
happen.
big, bro.
Yeah, just like the something that's between my legs. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway,
Wow. I
I
almost
think,
came with a quick comeback, but then I was like, I gotta keep it professional, G-rated.
yeah, for sure. I guess as long as we can't cuss, I think it'd be okay if we use a little bit of innuendos here and there.
Yes,
But
yeah.
but yeah, I think I heard that Tiger Woods actually has like a vacation house over in Coeur d'Alene.
You know, so
That
do multiple people. So does John Travolta.
yeah, yeah,
I heard Kim Kardashian also comes up here,
yeah.
but
I think I heard that one too. So
but you'd never know because they come under fake aliases anyways. So her name probably was like Jeanette Bigsby. Uh, with and if Kanye came, let's just say it'd be like Danny Bigsby. You know what I mean? They come under fake assumed names or all the time as aliases.
yeah,
But John Travolta, his niece is Molly on the 93 Zoo FM. I don't know if you ever heard of 93 Zoo FM.
no, I don't believe so.
Okay, well, so
Yeah.
I didn't know that for the longest time growing up, but then like when I became a teenager, she was like, "Yeah, my uncle John Travolta, he comes up to Coeur d'Alene all the time. He has a vacation home or whatever." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's crazy. And also, Drew Bledsoe lives in
Walla Walla."
Walla Walla. Yeah,
So doesn't he
Drew.
own the vineyard or whatever?
Yeah, he went to a college in WSU. I've actually, well, I think there was like one guy back in the day that was like I was young or whatever, but there was someone that was doing work to the house or whatever. But I guess they said because I had like a Patriots poster or whatever in my room, and then And then he was like, "Oh yeah, actually, I went to college with Drew Bledsoe or whatever." So
You know
that's pretty
what?
cool.
You know who also, speaking of that, I mean, yeah, that is, I mean, that's really cool. Like, I heard Drew
Yeah.
Bledsoe's a decent guy. I I actually delivered furniture to my son's already up. Like, I delivered furniture to uh, the guy who owns the Spokane Indians, Bobby Brett.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He had the like, yeah, he had like what a nice place, nice summer vacation home or whatever, summer cabin. I mean, it was crazy, bro. Here, I'll tell you something about Coeur d'Alene. So when I was doing deliveries back in the day for my job, I delivered
Yeah.
to this place that was like a private entry, right, to Coeur d'Alene Lake. I mean, private. You would never have known it was there. She had to give instructions. The GPS didn't do it. She had a black gated fence, right? Pull
Mm.
in there. We have 5 Tempur-Pedic mattresses. You know what those are?
Yeah, like the high end
Yeah, but and that
mattresses.
time
Yeah.
that's when they first came out, bro.
So they were
So
even more.
they're
Yeah.
more expensive, and we pull up and they have a garage of like a 10 car garage leading up to this
Damn. Damn.
humongous
Yeah.
house. And I mean, it's just off the water. It's in the summer, and my bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was bitter and jealous because I was like
Yeah. Yeah.
23 or 24. I'm like, wow. And they fucking didn't even put the. Oh man, pardon my language. Damn. My bad. I'm fine. I'm fine. I apologize to anybody who watched it. So
Yeah.
I
What?
apologize for that.
Yeah. One of these days we're gonna have a whole podcast where we don't find each other
Yeah,
doing
that
that
was
shit
bad though, man. Because I mean, I know younger people
anymore.
watch this at times.
Yeah.
Uh, so anyways, and you know where they asked us to put all the extra Tempur-Pedics?
Where?
In the
Where?
garage. They didn't need them yet.
Have you ever like tested one of those out or no? Have you?
Yeah, you know, I'm not a huge fan of them.
See, my thing with like mattresses like that is like if I get like a high quality bed, I feel like I'm not gonna want to wake up. Like I would just want to sit there a long
Yeah,
time.
you
So
know,
that's
because
like yeah,
I'll say this: I went and got for the first time ever, bought my own mattress, and I know it sounds weird, but I went and bought my mattress for the
yeah,
first time ever, like this February, yeah, February,
yeah.
and it's like a $1,900 mattress or $2,000 mattress, and
Right,
it's
right.
all right, man.
Yeah,
I actually like the $600 one that my friend helped me get more than this one. So I mean, it's all what you like, and I mean the whole thing though, bro. The worst thing ever doing those deliveries is like some of them, like you know the Tempur-Pedic base and metal base.
yeah.
I'd have to carry it up to a third floor apartment.
Yeah, that's rough, bro.
Hmm.
Like the most rough though that I've heard about that is like you hear about people having to move like pianos. It's like it's like shoot, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Like carrying down a grand piano down the stairs would probably be like the most nerve-wracking thing ever.
Oh man, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there was like I have so many stories for days. Like I had to do a teak
yeah,
dresser up to the third floor.
yeah.
And do you know what that is?
No, I don't
Teak
think
is the
so.
heaviest wood out there. It's like the fanciest, most expensive wood. So it's like carrying bricks, right? And
Yeah,
then they had like 3 inch marble on top of it, 3 inch marble rock. And bro, dude, I like besides having a genetics with my back, no wonder my back's messed up. And like,
yeah,
I mean, and I was getting paid minimum wage at the time, bro. So I just,
yeah. That's ridiculous.
yeah, it's nothing that like moving furniture is for young people.
Yeah. Not when you're old and senile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not when we're old and senile, man. Plus, I'm grumpy. I'd be like, no, you move it. I don't want to do this crap. I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's crazy, man. Like, I'll tell you this right now. You know who the best tippers were? And I'm
Older
gonna be
people.
honest, and if people don't like it, I'm sorry, I'm being honest. The poor people and people that were foreign, that weren't from this country originally.
Okay, I can believe that. Yeah,
Both
I
of them.
can.
We delivered one time to this old Taiwan lady, and she told me she came over from Taiwan, yada yada. Long story short, super nice. Lived in a like just like a hole in the wall house. Like I'm not gonna crap on it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Tipped us $50 each for a $300
yeah,
delivery.
yeah. That's awesome. But
Yeah,
but then but then like the rich people don't tip as much.
nope. So I delivered to, I would assume, and I'm gonna use above average income, well off,
Yeah,
and above. Like Bobby Brett gave us $10 each for delivering
yeah,
like $3,000 worth of furniture.
yeah.
So
That's
it's like,
crazy.
yeah, it's like, okay, they tip. They don't have to tip anything. I understand. But the poor people, the poor white people, the poor black people, the poor so on, doesn't matter. They tipped all the time. I'd get tips almost all the time. Even if they had you could tell they didn't have money, they'd give $5 each time. I delivered a plethora of times to rich houses, rich neighborhoods, and deliver like thousands of dollars of furniture, and I wouldn't get tipped at all.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
look,
And
I'm not saying you should tip me. You have to tip me. I'm just being honest. Like, who the people tip were the poor people and the foreign people, not the
yeah,
not the middle upper class, not the rich people. I'll just leave it at that.
yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in karma. So like, I feel like like whenever I order pizza, I always give a tip, and like with the whole, like sometimes there'll be like a homeless guy, and with that I have like a set of rules that I have to go through before I give them the money. But I mean, like if they meet that set of rules, then I'll give them money because I feel like karma's real, and that if you do good things, then you'll get good luck returned back to you.
Well, yeah, and I agree on that. Like, I'm a huge tipper, bro. Like, I'm a
Yeah,
huge tipper. Like, I mean, and I'm not well off at all, but I make sure like the waitresses or waiters and the food
yeah,
delivery people get tipped. And like, yeah, like the homeless people, I do. The reason why, I don't know if you heard me laugh when you're telling the story, but
yeah,
I remembered one time, bro, when I was getting minimum wage at the moving company I was at. Um, I got a $10 tip and I had it right. And I see a
yeah,
homeless guy on the corner says anything will help, need food, right? So I go to the
yeah,
local yoke store. I get fried chicken out of there because were having a sale. You know when it's end of the day, and it was like $5. And then I got him a whole bottle of Sunny D. Right? Not the best
yeah,
choice, but I mean I'm in my early 20s trying to be nice, right? I
yeah.
pull up to him, I give him the food, and he grabs my hand. He's like, "That's it? No money?" And I was just utterly
Well,
shocked, bro.
yeah. Well, at that point, like if you give like a homeless guy food, and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I mean it's kind of true. But if you do that, like if you give someone food and then they say no money, then that pretty much confirms that they're drug addicts. So
Yeah, bro, I was utterly shocked, and I've dropped food off, and they've been thankful people. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say that.
yeah,
And I've given money to people, and they've been thankful. But that guy always sticks with me because I was just taken aback.
yeah,
You know what I mean? 8-piece fried chicken with Sunny D. Sure, I could have gotten like a pop or whatever, but I was just like a whole container of the Sunny D, and then he literally grabbed my hand. I had to like knock his hand off mine.
yeah.
And I was just like, I don't even think I said anything. I think I just left. And I think because you know, when you're shocked sometimes and you
Yeah,
are
and you
like,
don't know what to do in the
yeah, and you kind of
moment.
freeze
Yeah,
up. Yeah. Like, I
yeah,
was like, dude, I mean, I don't know. I just left. And I remember one time my dad, he gave like $5 back in the day. I was like 7 or 8 years old. He didn't want to give this homeless guy any money.
yeah,
And my brother and I were like, "Come on, Dad, he's just hungry," because we're outside this restaurant, like
yeah,
this fast food place. And my dad's like, "You gonna really eat? You're not gonna use it for drugs. You're not gonna use it for booze. I want honesty." And the guy's like, "No, I'm hungry. I need a burger." And and something to drink, right? So my dad's like, okay, $5. And back in the day, $5 is like 10 or 15 now. And
Yeah.
we watched him go into a fast food joint. My mom and my brother and I were like, see, he was telling the truth, Dad. And he walked out the other side.
I mean, that's kind of all that there needs to be said. Not all of them, but I feel like a good majority of. And you always hear like, oh, we need to help the homeless people, this and that, and I think that there needs to be better assistance, especially for
There needs to be better
rehab.
mental health assistance.
Yeah, and like rehab facilities for people that are on drugs because a lot of people think that addiction is a choice, and I don't think it is. I think it's a disease. Like when it comes to like drug addiction and things like that.
I think, like, I remember one day I was a teenager and my dad told me that he never did this hardcore drug. I don't remember what it was called, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he knew that he would get addicted.
Yeah,
So he just
exactly.
never
Yeah.
did it. And I know at times people are like if they're having bad, life troubles, they kind of try to get away. Is it through alcohol? Is it through like hardcore, you know what I mean? And then they become addicted.
Yeah.
And so for me that always stuck with me because like I'm like, damn, that's true. Like how do you know like the one time you don't go to a party, like you go to a party with a friend, right? And the friend's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, just try it. It won't it's not addicting." But they don't have an addicting personality, let's just say, right?
Yeah.
And then you get addicted. But yeah, I think mental health is one of the biggest things that America needs to take seriously. I also think rehab is one of the biggest things America needs to take seriously, and we've all been affected one way or another through either our friends or our family or our own self. And I mean, that's going from anywhere from anxiety to depression to bipolar, and so on. And then, you have some people that are drug addicts, like something happened to them, like, and they became druggies. And instead of locking them up for, you know what I mean, like smoking meth, why don't we put them in a rehab center? But it's cheaper. America thinks it's cheaper to throw them in prison, you know what I mean, than take them to a rehab facility and do mental health. That's my only issue. Like I think, and I know I don't want to get on politics right now. I don't. So I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go there. I just feel like insurance should be for everyone in America.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. That. Yeah, that is a pretty big political statement, but yeah, I agree. No, we don't want to get on the politics
And like I
podcast.
say, like, and I'm just gonna say it right now because I don't want to get on politics, but I swing both ways on certain subjects. Okay.
Whoa, you swing both ways, huh?
I'm just saying, we spend like
Yeah,
780 billion dollars on military. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
No, my bad. 934 billion dollars. I just looked it up. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Why can't we cut it to like 800 billion, right?
yeah,
And then we have
yeah,
130 billion to help people out for health care. That's my only issues. Like, don't I'm not a person who says take away the military funds. Like, no, we need military funds unless you want to be getting bombed on. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but yeah, yeah,
934
exactly.
billion, and they're gonna give us $600 stimulus checks again. Come on, man.
Yeah,
So, anyways, so let's just get off this topic because I'm not gonna rub people the wrong way. So, yeah.
yeah, for sure. All right, so we haven't been like, and I guess it's a good thing because we I feel like over the last few weeks doing this podcast, I think doing this style of podcast is good because it really like you have to have like a good like connection with someone to like just kind of have a discussion style podcast. But with that being said, we haven't done a whole lot of MCS talk lately. Um, the they did pretty much the entire division, and the last division is going to be the NFC North, and that's going to be next Tuesday. Um, I'm someone that, like I pretty much watched every single stream when they came on and stuff. So, and it's going to be interesting to watch these tournaments when they go live in January, which will, yeah, in January. So, but I think for me, Dreeny is probably the favorite right now, or Joke. Um, if Joke was in the NFC, but they're both in the AFC, then I think they would meet in the finals. But I think it's between one of them two. So
It's definitely been a weird year for MCS already.
yeah, yeah. So I guess real quick, I'm gonna go through the divisions and then we'll see who do we think we like in those divisions. Yeah, this is all top of my head. I don't even think that EA has like a starter pack
They've been
of
kind of
like
horrible this year
winners.
for this kind of stuff. If you want to know the truth,
Yeah. I'll just do the ones that I remember. So AFC East, you're talking Noah for the Patriots. Don't care about Ice for the Jets. Dat Boy for the Dolphins, and Prodigy for the Bills. I think it's kind of hard to pick against Noah on this one.
yeah, I'm
I
gonna go.
kind of
I'm gonna go with Noah.
I kind of like Don't Care About Ice, but I think it's kind of hard to pick against. I was surprised because I've been telling everyone that Stevie J is a really good player, so I was surprised that he lost against Prodigy, who Prodigy was like on the scene back in Madden 18, but ever since Madden 18, he hasn't really like been on the scene as of late until now. So see how that goes. But and Dat Boy too. Dat Boy is probably something because it's his first tournament, and he beat Blocky, who's like really known in the community. So, but I think it's definitely hard to pick against Noah. So, AFC South, we got Greeny for the Jaguars. Wesley has the Texans. Kratobin for the Titans. And Spoto for the Colts. I think there's like two bell winners in that group, but I think Greeny is probably still gonna win. What
It'll
do you
be
think?
Dreeny versus Kotobin, in my opinion. Then Dreeny will win.
Yeah. All right. So AFC North, we got Joke for the Browns, K-Mac for the Bengals, um, John Bees for the Steelers, Browns, Bengals. Who's the other team in the division? Oh, the Ravens. And then JS the best for the Ravens. I think Joke, probably.
I think Joke
But,
will too. I actually think JS the best will face him in the tournament.
yeah. I think that, and then for those of you that don't know, K-Mac won by a disqualification. But apparently, and also me and Shane were talking about this before the podcast, but I heard yesterday that I guess apparently they played K-Mac played uh Crush for like $2,000 like two games, and that K-Mac won both of them. So maybe K-Mac is. I always thought of K-Mac kind of as like a weekend league player, like not really like in that professional player status, but I guess we'll see. I mean, it is. Maybe they played on All Pro. If they played on All Pro, then you know.
Yeah, I mean,
But
all
yeah,
pros. I mean, like I said, my winning percentage, and I'm gonna use me, is way less than on all Madden. So I mean,
yeah,
but at the same time, I think K-Mac's good, and I think Crush is a good player too, but he's nothing special. He's nothing like I'm like, oh my god, I'm playing Crush, I'm so scared. No, I'm not.
Yeah. So for the AFC West, we have Pavon with the Raiders. We have Turbo Jeff for the Broncos. Madden Elite for the Chargers. And the Chiefs is the guy that beat Yardstick, Young Tony.
Pavard's winning.
Yeah, I got Pavon too for that one. I think that's kind of Madden Elite's pretty good too. I think he's kind of on the cusp as well, but I think Pavon.
Yeah, Madden Elite's a cool dude, man. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then for the NFC East, we have Henry for the Eagles. The football team is Coast Madden. The Giants is Evil O. And the Giants Eagles football team, and Giants Eagles football team.
Cowboys. Who's the Cowboys?
Cowboys. Yeah. I was getting like for the divisions, like I can name like the top three, but then like with the fourth one I draw a blank. So for the Cowboys, it is Fancy, TNC Fancy. So
I'm gonna go Henry.
Yeah, I got Henry. It's either gonna be Henry or Fancy. I think even though Fancy is kind of like the same thing, like 25, like All Pro.
Yeah.
But I really like Fancy. I think he's really good. So.
Honestly, bro, EA really needs to figure this out. I'm starting the microwave. I apologize, but I gotta do it. I think EA needs to figure it out. Like the tournaments, like they're all on All Madden, right?
Yeah.
They need to make it where you qualifies on All Madden too. Like I just like the weekend league. That's cool. I mean, because they're trying to get more people involved. You know what I mean? I understand why they're doing it from a money maker standpoint.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess to be fair, I mean, you didn't really have to like for this tournament, you didn't have to qualify to get in on All Pro. You can do All Madden too, so you can.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody really even played. Like, I mean, I couldn't play after a certain amount because I had to help family out, but I heard that not that many people played.
Yeah, you had Jay Wolfman with a 21-13 record make it in for the Jags. So
but see, that's what I'm saying. Like with clubs is all a crapshoot. Who is in your clubs? That's it. I mean, like 21-14 or 21-13, whatever he was, and he made it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I was 11-2, and I made it, but he made it to the title game. And there was nobody in his club that I even knew on the PS4 side, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah, and I think you probably would have beat Jay Wolfman, and you would have beaten those people.
Yeah, me too. Like, I mean, it's kind of like last year when nobody did Seattle except Kiv and Decroft, and at the time they were taking 2 live people, and the people that were in Seattle I housed during the year. I mean, it's all about what club you get. So to me, it's like that's why the pros kind of do what they do, and it's kind of look. The community's shady. I'm gonna just use the community is shady, and I'm not gonna throw out everybody under the umbrella is shady, but a lot of people are shady. A lot of people don't want individuals that they don't know to make it, and that's why all these pros like look. I'm gonna be honest. Like Yardstick, he knows everything about who's playing where on the clubs now. Because of last year, him making it. Now all of a sudden, he knows what is what. All the other pros know, hey, I'm going to sign up for this club, and unless they're rivals, they usually try to stay away from each other. But like me, how am I going to know? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. So you're kind of just throwing your eggs in a basket and hoping that you made the right decision.
Yep, just like the Titans.
So,
All the people did the Titans last year.
yeah, that was crazy.
And just so everybody knows, I did not fart. I am on a leather couch, and I moved, and my skin rubbed. Anyways, I'm just letting people know.
Yeah,
Just so you guys know. What's that?
Yeah, they don't get the wrong idea.
The poll question. Are you done with the MCS thing?
All right, real quick. NFC.
Oh, my bad.
South. We got Danny for the Bucks. Not so Gucci for the Saints. Buccaneers, Saints.
Atlanta
is who's Atlanta? I'm gonna look that up real quick. And then who's the other team besides Atlanta in that division?
I'm drawing a blank. Saints, Bucks, Falcons. I don't know.
Okay, so for the Falcons, it was Mr. Football.
I don't even know who that guy is. I think maybe I just don't know who people are.
He was like in Madden 20. He was like in the live event for the Patriots.
Okay, it's the Panthers. It's the Panthers.
And the Panthers. Oh, the Panthers was Manu.
Okay. So, I think it's gonna be Manu versus not so fancy. And
yeah,
I'm actually gonna go with not so fancy winning it.
Yeah, it's actually not so Gucci.
Well, whatever. You know what I meant. Not so fancy, not so Gucci, not so whatever. How about that?
I mean, it was pretty cool. I don't know if you heard this, but I guess when Not So Gucci played, I don't know why, but they didn't do like a post-game interview with them afterwards. But I don't know if it was controversy or what, but...
Probably, man. Like, I thought it was funny they called Joke Jake.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
that's bad. Yeah, that's terrible, man. That's terrible.
I mean, people might like Joke better though if he switched his name to Jake.
He does. He rubs people the wrong way. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, and like W was talking about this yesterday, but he was like, does anyone know any bad Jakes or whatever? Or any like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
bad people that are Jake. So,
you know what's weird? I'm gonna be honest. When when Joke and W, I didn't know what they looked like. I thought they were the same person for like the first couple times. Not gonna lie.
You thought that they were like, yeah, you thought you were the same person. Yeah.
Like, cause like, yeah, I'd be like, and then I was like, nah, now I know the difference. Obviously, one's bald for one, but
one's bald. Yeah.
Oh, or like, nothing against JS Best. He's a very good player. Like, EA crapping on him because the games were not high scoring enough for whoever. It's like, it was a good defensive battle. JS Best is a very good player. So, but even there, man, he had nobody in his division besides the guy that he beat on Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Just throwing your 2 cents out there for sure. So,
yeah.
But like I said, we have one more division coming up next Tuesday, and then after that, it's going to be the final 32 competing. So we'll see how that plays out. There'll probably always be some sort of. Wouldn't be surprised if there's more people that'll end up getting banned, because as you know, there's never a dull moment when you're a part of the Madden community. So.
Oh, I thought you said a part of the cheating community. My bad.
Yeah. But anyway, so the poll question winner is how much would it take for you to go against your values? I don't really know what that means personally.
Okay, for example, like let's say that you're a faithful person, right?
Yeah.
Like you would never cheat on your spouse or anything that's just against what you believe in, right? How much
Yeah.
money would change your mind, and would it? Like some people are like, yeah, right, you're lying. Like, yeah, right. If somebody came up to you and said, hey, tongue kiss this girl for $550,000, and you're like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then they say, well, $1 million, and then you're like, oh, okay, $1 million on tongue kiss. I'll cheat on my wife for $1 million with just kissing. That's what that's what the poll question is. Or, um, I'm not a thief, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, go into that Walmart and steal those earrings that cost $550. I'll give you 25 grand if you do that. That's what it means. Stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
what your values are. Like for me, loyalty is everything. For me, like cheating, I just wouldn't do. And like people are like, yeah, right. What if they gave you 10 million? And I said no. Now I can't answer for my wife. I can't answer for anyone else, but I wouldn't do it. Like I'd feel dirty forever. And people are like, yeah, right. I mean, you'd be rich. You know what I mean? But like for me, I just probably wouldn't because that's a huge high value. Now, if somebody said, hey, Shane, go in there and steal that candy bar, right? I'm not a
Yeah.
thief, but my value for that is not as high as being loyal to a spouse or a family. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Hey, I'll give you $20 if you go in and steal the candy bar." I'll say no. I'll give you $100. No. But if they're like, "Hey, I'll give you 20 grand if you go steal the candy bar," I'll go in there and steal that candy bar. But let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I'll be sweating everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what it means. So like for certain things, like cheating on your spouse or cheating on your girlfriend or boyfriend, like for me, there's no money, and people can say you're a liar. I don't believe it. People have cheated for less. Well, I'm not that person. You know what I mean? But if they're like, hey, for like a candy bar because you don't believe in like stealing, but we'll give you a certain amount of money, yeah, it has to be like 20, like 10 grand or 15 grand. You know what I mean? Do you
Yeah.
do you think that you would or no?
I mean, the way that I look at it, like with the whole cheating thing, is like, cheating is obviously like, I mean that'll like break anybody. Like I don't care how tough you are or whatever, and and eventually you're gonna be able to pull through it. But I mean, that's not something that I'd like to go through at all. But I mean, like, what if like you don't take the money, and then you find out that your significant other is cheating for free? like, then what do you do at that point if that
But
happens? You know what I
but
mean?
here's like, yeah, that would suck because like I can imagine that. Or like, what if they offered your spouse a certain amount of money and they did it? Well, it would suck, but it's still, you still wouldn't be breaking your values, your
Yeah,
high values, because everybody's got a certain amount of values and a certain like a lot of levels. Like, I mean, you could give me $50 million if I go and punch an old man in the face or old woman in the face or a kid. I'm not doing that. Okay,
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah,
Well, then what happens if you look and your spouse punches him out? Well, I'm not them. And sure, it would suck because if you found out your spouse was cheating on you and you turned down $20 million, yeah, like can I
yeah,
have a redo? Can, like, but in
yeah,
the end, you live with yourself, man, every day, every night, and what happens, you have to live with. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and I guess I guess that it also depends because I feel like if someone like if you're in a relationship and someone's like doing like if you think someone's like cheating, you can usually tell if you have like a good judge of character. Like if you can tell that like your partner in a relationship is putting in like effort into the relationship, then I feel like more times than not, then they're not gonna go behind your back and do that.
and
So
it just sucks. Like, I mean, life is life, bro. Honestly, life is life. You're attracted to tons of females or tons of males in life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just because I'm married, it's not like my blinders are off and I don't see any pretty girls. I mean, and there's
Yeah.
not like I haven't had the opportunity either to do it for free, and I turned it down, even intoxicated. So I'll leave it at that. And
Yeah.
the thing is it's like to me, like people who blame alcohol on cheating, it's just an excuse.
Yeah, yeah, that's not a good excuse
Like,
at
oh, I
all.
blacked out. What, you blacked out and fell on his wiener? Like,
Yeah.
I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, so for me, like, yeah, the values are still your values. Like, there's some people that like, hey, if your certain celebrity crush came into town, you could sleep with them and we'd stay married, and I would not have any jealousy issues. I would not have any problems. But I just don't know if that's true or not. I just don't know if it's and I know there's people that are swingers and all that stuff when they're married, but I'm talking about like most marriages. Like I don't know how much that would work out. So yeah, okay, hey, so Denzel's my woman's celebrity crush. I'm just making this up, right?
Yeah.
My crush is this girl. Well, what happens if my celebrity crush never shows up, but then hers does? They sleep together, and then they like each other, and he comes whenever he comes into town, he smashes her. You telling me
But
that
what?
you wouldn't be insecure and jealous? Like, stop. Most people would.
Yeah, well then, I guess, but then there's also some guys that like to be a cuck, though.
Sure, sure, sure.
But
But that's why I was trying to leave out like the people that like swingers and
yeah,
like I mean,
yeah,
there's
that's
people that
true.
yeah, there's people that like swingers that they
Yeah,
uh like all that stuff. I'm just saying like for your values, for your human values, you will know. Like I know some people who would literally be like, "Oh well, I'll go knock out that old lady for 20 million. I'm 20 million dollars richer. I will go to jail for like 3 4 months or 6 months, if
and then
that.
you're set. Yeah, and then after that, then you're set for life.
But then
After
I'm
that,
rich and I can
yeah,
go on anywhere I want. I don't have to be anyone's
yeah.
uh whatever employee. I can do whatever I want. So yeah, I know tons of people like that. Sure, like one time, oh, I made a mistake. I punched that person in the face. Like, well, it's just like I don't know. It's just how much would you want to go against your values? You live with it. You have to. At the end of the day, you go home. And I mean, like I said, there's some people that sleep with the person for money. There's some people that would rob people, knock people out for that money. I mean, there's people that like on the streets that would, if you paid them $500, they'd kill your person that you have an issue with. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let me ask you this then. How much money would it take? How much money would it take for you to start clicking off like everyone else? Oh,
Oh, $5.
oh, $5. Okay. Okay.
Nah, man. Yeah. Anyways, that's just what I was. I mean, I don't know about you. Like, you'd have to answer it yourself. But for me, there's just certain levels. Like I said, like loyalty is
I
everything to
think,
me.
yeah, I think for me, like as far as like punching the old lady and like stealing, if it was like $20 million, like I'm not gonna lie, I would probably do it, but as long as it's not something like completely like out the box, like you have to like kidnap someone and like torture them and stuff like that. Like as long as it's not something that has to do with killing somebody, then I to be honest, or unless it was someone, it was like my family, like I had to do something wrong to my family. In that case, I wouldn't do it, but I would.
I think for me though, Trey, I'm kind of soft and sensitive.
Yeah,
Unless I'm
yeah,
mad, I'm kind of sensitive. Like, cause for me, it's
yeah,
like, okay, here, let's just say that like for my values, I don't want to hit that lady, but I do, right? Because I want 20 million. So it overrides my value by the money, and that was the reason of the question. But then I knock her out, right? But
yeah,
then not only the physical damage she has emotional trauma. What if she's afraid to
yeah,
go outside anymore?
yeah. But I mean, let let's be honest though. I mean, you can't tell me that there's some old people that have lived past their expiration date. Like just to be honest, like old people that are just like mad all the time, like those
Yeah, but I
people.
mean,
Like
who am I
yeah,
to judge?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I know what you're saying. Dude, I couldn't, like, the guy couldn't, like, I'm driving around in his Mercedes, like, okay, see that old person with the
yeah.
walker? Get out and serve him. I just
Yeah.
don't think I could do that, man. Or, like, even if I was, like, tongue kissing, that hot chick for 25 million, that's not that bad.
Yeah,
It's not horrible cheating, right? It's just a kiss.
yeah, yeah,
It's not like you're, anyways.
yeah, yeah.
That could possibly destroy your spouse or the person you're dating for life. As weird as
Exactly.
it
Yeah,
sounds,
it would scar me. Yeah, I
like, I
wouldn't
mean,
like
yeah,
that.
like,
So,
hey, like your girl of like 5 years comes to you, Trey, and it's like, yeah, I'm being honest with you. I cheated on you, but we made $25 million. Yeah, the
yeah,
money would be nice, but you would always look at that chick like, yeah, you
Es-
probably, you know what I mean?
especially if you have $25 million. I mean, I, I mean, shoot. Like, if I had $25, like, and I'm being honest, I don't even know if I could be faithful at that point.
Well, if
Like,
it,
because I'm the type of guy, and I'm just gonna say it like this, like I'm the type of guy that's gonna tell him to sell it, like, if you know what I mean. So, if you know.
well, would you be comfortable though? What if your spouse came or your girlfriend came up to you and said, "Hey, I was offered 25 million to sleep with the guy, and I'm legitly going to get 25 million." Would you be okay with that then?
Okay, so is there like a loophole though? Like,
No,
so you're
one time.
saying that,
One time.
but yeah, no, but you're saying that the girl says that she would get $25 million. So like, how much of a cut would you get out of it, or is it all gonna be
Well, I
for
guess
like
when I guess see, I'm different because
yeah,
I'm living together, so my money is my wife's money, my wife's money is my money.
yeah.
So I mean, it's both of yours.
Okay. Yeah, shoot. I mean, $20 million though. I mean, I'd probably be okay with it, especially if it was like one time, like one. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so then we get to another subject. Okay, so you do have there's amount of money that you can be bought for, and that's
Yeah,
fine. Like, but for like me, it's like, damn, like if she cheated on the dude and like, did she like it?
yeah,
Is she
yeah,
thinking of him? See, I'm like, and like, I just couldn't do that. Like, I probably would be able to get over a kiss, but like anything else,
yeah,
nah. And like for me, it's like, yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, right. I would never do this or I never do that, and they're lying. You know what I mean? I mean, like you're at least upfront and honest. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's
yeah.
just like I don't know, man.
Do, do, do you think that? Do you think that if like one day, like if you like won the lottery or something, and you got like millions of dollars, like do you think that you would change like your personality and like the things that you're about though, like in general? Do you?
No, I'd buy the clothes. Like some people might say that I'd change, but that's because
Yeah,
I want to buy clothes that I couldn't afford before,
yeah,
or
yeah,
shoes. But my personality wouldn't change. Like whenever I've had extra money, if I'm hanging around friends or family, I give them money.
yeah,
Like if I go to the casino, I win like $1,000 that are with me. I'll give them like 100 or 200, just
yeah,
cause. So no, I don't think it. I don't think I'd change. I probably wouldn't even go do stuff like I wouldn't go partying and all that stuff. But I'd probably be like, yo, let's go to the beach. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Let's rent this out. Yeah, I just don't think I'd change that much. I know some people would for sure.
I just know for me, like I wouldn't be like some of those guys that you see that win the lottery and then within 2 to 3 years they're like they spent all their money on cocaine and stuff. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be that
I would
guy.
just like one time to have the opportunity to see what I would do. But I know
Yeah,
what I would do. I'm pretty sure I know my values. I'm pretty sure that I would help close friends and close family out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then I would probably not. I wouldn't go. I'd go out to eat at different places. I'd probably do road trips. You know what I mean? But nothing
Yeah.
like where they'd be like Shane Fogel's changed, yada yada. William, I'm gonna answer William's question really quick. Did I make music? Yeah, William, I did make music back in the day, and that Spotify is my song on there. So yes, I did make music back in the day.
So go check it out on Spotify. Maybe sometime soon. We'll me and Shane will get in the studio and drop some bars together and release a West Coast mixtape or something.
That'd be dope.
We would have to think of a rap name together, like a rap duo or something together. Maybe like if anyone made it this far and listening in the podcast, leave some rap names if you could think of for Shane and me, and then whoever comes up with the best name, will give you like a gift card or something. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be dope. William, what was my favorite career I had? Uh, that's a tough one. I enjoyed multiple different aspects of my career. When I was a maintenance janitor, I mean, I enjoyed the kids. I Kids are innocent to me for the most part, to a certain age, so that
Yeah.
was fun. Being a post office worker, that was fun. Delivering mail, I hated delivering coupons. It just sucked doing that, and the management didn't care about you. But like dealing with just everyday customers that knew you after a while, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Making music, finding out that I was going to be on the radio, finding that my song was being played at weddings at Copacabana in New York City, being signed, being close to being on mixtape with Puffy at the time and 50 Cent. I mean that was insane time period. I didn't even take it in. I was too young. And then Madden's really cool, man. Madden's a little bit stressful, but if I could ever make a live and make my YouTube channel blow up, and then Trey and I's podcast blew up, I mean, this would probably be the best career for me because I'm home with my kids.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. We need to get in the booth and record just like a diss track, just destroying the entire Madden community, and
Because
then
there
and
ain't
then
no
drop it
unity.
and then drop it on YouTube, and then see if anyone would respond, because I doubt it. So, if anyone, just a side note, since we're talking about disses or whatever, there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Yo Mama. You can type in like Yo Mama Madden or whatever. He's probably one of the more entertaining people in the community. Like, there's a lot of people that don't like him, but he has like a few classic songs like the Skimbo diss and like the Youth diss that he did with W back in the day. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy. I'm sorry, Trey. They're asking me a bunch of questions now.
yeah, it's okay. So
Ben, yeah. So back in the day, and this story is true. I made my first studio song when I was 20 years old, and it got popular, got on the radio. Um, Jackie Brown, who ran 93 Zoo FM, said that she played it multiple times because people were calling in, but then she eventually couldn't play it anymore because I wasn't signed, yada yada. About, I don't know, a few months later, I got signed with Phantom Music Records out of Canada. I was the first artist signed through them. I was the only hip hop artist on there, and basically they signed me to three songs. It was Don't Say a Word, Death, and Just Me and You. And Just Me and You was like the fan favorite. I mean, during that time period, it was on soundclick.com, which is like SoundCloud now, or whatever the cool music site is now. Um, and I got, basically, I would be getting fan letters. I mean, religiously every day. I had to take it off of SoundClick when I got signed. Um, I had millions of views by then. I was having fan letters from women, a lot of women. I'll just leave it at that. Some dudes, and lo and behold, I get a phone call from Phantom Music, and they say, "Hey, just me and you got picked up with Death for this music soundtrack for an inner city movie. It's gonna be a basketball movie. It's gonna be a love story, and then at the end, somebody's gonna die, and that's why they're gonna play death. Well, so anyways, long story short, Universal Studios picked it up, and we're about halfway through. I mean, I hadn't heard anything for like a few months, and I get a hold of Phantom Music, and they're like, yeah, they're halfway through. They're just starting to cast everybody. They have the script, yada yada. They are gonna put you on the soundtrack CD. At the time, they were CDs with Puffy and 50 Cent. And 50 Cent, I believe, had just got done with Get Rich or Die Trying in 2003. Is that correct, Trey?
Yeah, 2003, Get Rich or Die Trying. That's a classic album, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's a classic album for sure. And I was like, damn, because 50 Cent was the hottest thing at that time. So I'm like, yeah. So I was like, oh snap, like blah blah blah. Well, then lo and behold, unfortunately, they scrapped the movie. My songs fell through on that. Side note, at the very end, they said, "Hey, would you want to be a ghostwriter for Puffy?" And this was at the very end before I got dropped by the company. They said, "Well, you want to be a ghostwriter for Puffy?" And if anyone knows what a ghostwriter is, it means that you're writing the lyrics for the artist, and the artist is just basically performing with their vocals. I said, "Hell no, hell no! I make my own music," which was so cocky and so egotistical and so dumb of me at that time that I told them no.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, "Are you sure? I mean, we believe this could happen." So either I didn't know that Puffy liked the music, you know what I mean? Or liked the lyrics, or they believed that they could make Puffy like my lyrics. Either way, it doesn't matter. I was asked, "Do you want to ghostwrite for Puffy?" And my dumb butt said, "Hell no. I make my own music." And they said, "You sure?" And I said, "Yep, I'm about my own music." A few months later, I was dropped because I stopped making music. And that is a story, man. That was my 15 minutes of fame, basically.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I can respect that, but I guess me personally, like, I can't see a time even when I was younger and like whatever, like I don't think I would ever say no to that personally, but I respect it. So
I was dumb, man. I was
yeah,
egotistical. I was cocky. I thought that I would have. I'm gonna be honest. You know, like when people think that their money is gonna last forever by being an athlete or a musician.
it's not. Yeah,
It's not for most people. Most people
yeah,
have that 15 minutes of fame. Like if anyone knows who Chingy is,
right
like
there,
I
one of
like
my
it when you
favorite
do it right
songs.
there, right
Yeah,
there,
hell
right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He had
that's a
his 15
classic.
minutes of
Yeah,
fame and he's gone. Most people don't last like Eminem or uh, DMX even at times, or you know what I mean. I'm just saying like those kind of artists, or
yeah,
like
yeah.
Whitney Houston. I mean, most people they have their 15 minutes of fame. So what my butt should have done is, yeah, I'll ghostwrite for Puffy. Heck yeah. And Ben, yeah, that it's a wild story, and I was immature and cocky and egotistical. Like now, if they came to me and said, "Hey Shane, you want to write for P Diddy?" I'd be like, "Yep,
Yep, sign me up.
sign me up." Because not only would I be making money, I wouldn't have to travel all over. I would have been able to just send it through emails and stuff.
Yeah,
So to me, it's like, yeah, I kind of screwed up, man. And it was my ego, and it was me not understanding that you have 15 minutes of fame unless you're this amazing artist. You know what I mean?
all right. So let me ask you this real quick, because there's a lot of people, and I know like me, like you, you're like a big hip hop rap guy. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on ghostwriters? Because there's a lot of people that think that if you have a ghostwriter in rap, that you can't be considered to be one of the greatest rappers of all time. So what's your take on that?
I'm in between, and I hate that because like people hate when people are in the middle. Like you can be a great rapper
Yeah,
and not write your music, but
yeah, like yeah, yeah,
but at the same time, I don't think you can be GOAT status without writing your songs. Like Dr.
Yeah.
Dre, I mean, he's good, an amazing producer, but not gonna be the GOAT to me, even if he was like, I mean, to me, I don't know. That's why I give credit to like guys like Tupac or Eminem or Biggie. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people will say Drake, and I think to me Drake's like an incredible artist, in my opinion. Like I don't really care what no one says. I mean, some of his songs can get overplayed or whatever, but
They only get overplayed because he's good.
yeah. And it's like, and if you guys ever, if you ever follow like art, there's like, or like producing standpoints. Like, do you think that? I mean, what's the difference between that and like a rapper saying like, okay, like this producer sends me like these files of beats, and based on like these beats, I pick the one that matches up with the song together.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that, like I said, man, it's all about what you think. I mean, to me, the beat is different. That's a producer, so you expect the producer to make the beats, whereas like you expect the artist to write their lyrics. That's why Taylor Swift is given all that credit because she writes her own lyrics.
Or like an art like if I told you that I created like a pit like an art piece of picture, and I told you that I came up with the concept of like the art piece, but I had like people that knew how to paint and people that knew how to like put shapes together and stuff, like do you think that I'm not, like that's not really that credibility wise?
Um, I mean, I just think that just to sum it up for me, I think that if you want to be claimed, like, because I know we're kind of going to art and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
okay, my wife does black and white photography. She's really good at it, right?
Right, right.
But she takes photos of like humans and photos of objects, and she does a very good job of getting the story into the picture, right?
Yeah.
But she's not the artist that created that. So she can't be the GOAT creator for the object in the picture. She can be the GOAT for taking black and white photography, but if somebody does black and white photography and they're really good at it, but they also created the objects, they're the GOAT status compared to my wife.
Yeah,
You see
that's
what I'm
good.
kind of saying?
Or like Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin's regarded as one of the best music producers, but they say that he has like a team of like people that know how to play the guitar and the piano that come in and produce the music and stuff. So I guess it all depends. Or like in UFC, like I understand no one in UFC or in boxing, no one's like punching their opponent and making it look like they were the ones that the UFC fighter was the one that knocked them out, but they all have traitors and stuff, which is a little bit different. But
Yeah, well, yeah, like the trainers to me are like the producers
yeah,
in
yeah,
music. I just think that you have to be able to write your music. Like some people are like, because back in the day, the big thing was like, well, can you freestyle? If you can't freestyle, you're not good at rapping. But that's false. Because like
yeah.
Tupac was not a good freestyler in my opinion. He
Yeah,
just
the
wasn't.
the 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 free I feel like the freestyling like rap that didn't even came into the scene until like way later. And nowadays everything's kind of a freestyle. I don't think most people like write their stuff anymore. I think it's all just kind of like the top of the head now.
Well, like for me, it was like, man, it was almost. But see, writing music back in the day was like cathartic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It was like how to get your emotions on the pen and pad, and you were able just feel the emotions. And like I said, man, I'm very good at fitting into the moment. So like I wrote a song 10 years ago, I can easily make myself get back into that scene and rap that song like I did back in the day. I might
Yeah.
sound older, but I can get the emotions to the same wave. But yeah, we got to wrap this up real quick. I gotta finish with the baby before I do weekend league.
All right.
Sorry,
All
I mean,
right.
I enjoy this topic. So I guess gotta finish feeding the baby and change him.
Yeah, I understand. So anyways, like I guess I'll do the outro and then Shane will close us out. But I appreciate you guys for checking us out. If you made it to the end of the video again, if you made it this far in the podcast, let us know if what our rap name should be if Shane and I ever do decide to come it. Um, but yeah, other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys for checking us out. I hope you have a good holiday season. We will see you guys in 2021.
Trey did it perfectly, boys. So you guys know, the podcast won't be back until January 8th, 2021. I will still be streaming. I just won't be streaming around like the holidays,
Yeah.
so you guys know that. But for Trey, I'm Shanegotyou11, and this was the West Coast Podcast. I appreciate y'all being in here. Weekend League starts soon. Give me some time to feed the baby and get done with the baby, and I will pop the stream up. So we will talk then.